there is like one basic requirement: your application should be stateless. For stateless, I mean if I'm opening it from Singapore or if I'm opening it from US, the compute part is separate. Data storage part is different. If compute like you can't have database, like if you have like this kind of the like states issue, then the data in Singapore and the data in US will be different. So then you have to do you have to write some mechanisms to synchronize your data. So that is the base requirement. Then you regarding your now things have evolved. Now we have microservices. Now if you talk about like the Kubernetes setup, you can have your Kubernetes deployed in multiple zones. So it gives you the high availability. If one data center is going down, your applications are automatically shifted toward your microservices is automatically shifted towards the other one. So that thing is already there. And regarding the geo replication, which you talked about, it depends on the application. For example, if you have static websites, just your normal websites, then a term CDN is there, content delivery networks. So basically what they do is they store the content of your website in multiple regions. So if I'm opening it from UAE, I will get a cached version. If I am opening from US, I will also get a cached version. So the response time or the end-to-end latency will definitely get improved. So so basically there is going to be data synchronization time interval, but depend on application. If you make it stateless, if you keep your database separate from the compute part.
Okay, now I have stored my data in two places. One is, let's say, US and the other is Africa. So if I'm saving this here and here as well, so it's a redundancy of the database or the data. The same thing is stored in two places or somehow how it is managed.
Okay, if we go with the managed services, again, you are paying for the platform as a service, then the vendor or the cloud provider is going to take care of that. Obviously, you will have to enable that thing. And now you have 2 replicas running or 3 replicas running of the same database. So you will have to pay a cost of that. So that aspect is there.
But every complexity of writing or reading or whatever, that is managed by the cloud provider.
If you want to do it yourself, if you say like, I have data center in UAE, I have data center in US, then you will have, imagine like doing it yourself. You have to write some pipelines, some cron jobs that are going to write the data. But if you are opting for a managed service, then this keeps you out.
When should I go for managed service versus my own data centers that I manage myself?
It's a subjective thing. It depends upon the customer, because there is a recent trend I'm seeing with the governments. Like, it's not a recent trend. It's always there. It makes sense that they are the governments and the military institutions. They are much more careful with the data. It makes sense due to the nature of the organizations. So for that, there are 2 modes. One is complete on-prem deployment, and the second is the hybrid environment. So basically, what you do is on-prem means like everything is on-prem. You are managing everything from like your virtual machines, Docker container, databases, backups of those databases. That is a crucial part because things can go down. So there is another aspect of the infrastructure is to have that backup plans, like redundancies. So that is one thing. The second thing is now things you have to, if you have these kind of limitations, the vendors, like cloud vendors, they have been compliance with the like data protection requirements that I've seen mostly in the UAE, Qatar region. That was the reason why they are investing so heavily in opening up data centers in multiple regions. So that is one of the reasons. Because they have to comply with some requirements that at any given time the data will not leave their country, their region. So the cloud vendors, they are assuring this thing. So they give you certifications on top of that we will ensure you so the data will not leave inside the defined premise. So that is totally cloud-based native security. There are a few other things as well. We will, let's come to the security part later on. But now what we can do is we can go with a hybrid environment. So basically databases will be hosted if we have such kind of scenario. Databases we can store on-prem. This
which means I have my own store of database and I'm controlling
you have control of every single thing. The compute part, that is a stateless thing. or if the data of the IoT device is encrypted, that you can do. If you have that kind of a scenario, before sending, you can do an AES encryption on top of the data, raw data. And then when you receive the data on cloud or on-prem, you do a decryption and you store the data there. So that thing is can be done. And then if we talk about the general IoT security, you can keep the compute on cloud, the anonymous data, which like there is no relationships. The raw telemetry is coming up with some bunch of numbers, that this device is here, or the temperature of this device is this. Okay, so that is there. And after processing, or while you are processing, this data is being stored only into the on-prem database. So your relational data means the data, and on top of that you are writing your reports, that like that sensitive data or the user's data, profiling data, that stays on-prem. So that is the thing which I'm seeing in the market as well, the hybrid and like infrastructure. So this is the option which we can go for.